Hello, 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 everyone. We are live. Welcome to a special edition of Tea Time with Tia in the car. Yes, we are in the car today because I had to go back to the office for my day job, and I did not want to give up doing the tea times, and especially when there is juicy stuff to talk about. So hopefully this works. It's not going to be all the time like this. Just right now I wanted to do it because just wanted to do it. But yeah, sorry about that. Oh boy. Yeah, I hope everyone's doing good right now. Especially those in New York where we're in the next phase, even though numbers are spiking up. But whatever. Anyway, what are we talking about today? We are talking about the brand new trailer for The Umbrella Academy Season 2, which comes out on Netflix on July 31st. Very excited for that. So, when the first season of Umbrella Academy came out, I will say I enjoyed it very much. Was it my favorite superhero TV show last year? No. If you think about it, Doom Patrol Season 1 came out, which I'm absolutely in love with. The second season is really good. The Boys on Amazon Prime premiered last year, and that was effing phenomenal. So sorry, nothing can stand up to that. And I believe The Punisher Season 2 also came out, so nothing's going to beat that for me either. But The Umbrella Academy was good because it was fresh, right? It wasn't DC, it wasn't Marvel, it was something else. It was, created by the lead singer of My Chemical Romance. So I like when things are showcased that are not from Marvel or DC. I like Marvel and DC, but I think that the other brands need their due. So that's why I enjoyed The Umbrella Academy. It was certainly an interesting concept. You have these group of children who were adopted by someone, each of them with their own special powers, and now they only have a few days to save the end of the world. And season 1, for spoiler alert, anyone who's never watched it, the character Vanya, who is one of the siblings, played by Ellen Page. Sorry, I'm on the phone. I don't know where to look, so hopefully this doesn't look too strange. But Vanya, who was seemingly the normal one out of all of them, meaning that she didn't have any powers, ends up pretty much destroying the whole entire world at the end. So one of the brothers, Five, he's called the boy, he's never really given a name, Five, brings them all back in time so that they can essentially have a do-over. But their do-over ends up in the 1960s, not back in 2019, but in the 60s. And it's so interesting because one of the characters, Klaus, who is literally a fan favorite of mine, a fan favorite of one of our associates, Kelly, he says at some point in the trailer, he goes, "Oh, I thought the end of the world was in 2019, and I think currently it's like 1963, and Five goes, "No, we have 10 days." So they're pretty much doing like a recycling of season 1, but I think we all knew that going into season 2. So that's not surprising to me. It's surprising to me that it's taking place in the 60s. I didn't know that. I thought that it was literally I thought it was going back to when they were children. So I am happy that it's going in a different direction because I thought it was going back to when they were kids. And to be honest with you, I wasn't really down with that. I just didn't have much of a desire to watch them all as kids. I liked them all as adults. I liked their stories as adults. So I like that we're not dealing with that. Sorry. I'm just not the type of person who really necessarily enjoys watching shows or movies where the kids are the mains. It's fine if you do. I just don't personally like it. But so they're in the 60s, and there's so many interesting things happening, right? You have Diego, who seemingly is in an insane asylum, which is really weird. Like, what happened to him that he broke like that? We see Klaus, again, fan favorite. Klaus is literally the leader of a cult, which kind of who didn't see that coming. He looks very Jesus-like, and that was the thing he said to Five. He goes, I told my cult we had till 2019 for the end of the world. So you have that. You have Allison, who probably to me has some of the coolest abilities in the siblings, because she can make people do whatever she wants simply by saying, I heard a rumor, and then X, Y, and Z. What I thought was really interesting in hers, and I didn't realize it till I saw someone kind of do a screenshot on Twitter, so we see each of the siblings kind of doing their own thing, where, as I said, Diego is in an insane asylum, it looks like. Luther is boxing, or, some sort of fighting for money, it seems like, which makes sense because he's like part gorilla now at this point, which I will say that looked terrible last season and definitely looks better this season, so maybe they were given a bigger budget and all that, so I am happy about that. But the point I wanted to make with Allison is that I didn't even notice that she is in a diner where it seemingly is looking like she is getting a lot of hate for sitting there, and you realize that it's a bunch of hateful white men who are yelling around her and this other person, and both of them are people of color. And I realized that, because at first it was like, why do they look so uncomfortable here? And it took me a second that, oh wow, it's because it's the 60s. So that's going to be like the Umbrella Academy touching upon racism like that. I'm looking forward to seeing them take that stance and dive into it. It's just, wow. I'm really looking forward to all this. I think that the trailer for season 2 looked good. Again, I like these characters, so seeing them interact in the 60s and see where they're at, because they've certainly been through a lot from the events of season 1. How they interact with Vanya, how Vanya is interacting. It's just going to be interesting. What leads all of them to do the individual things that they're doing? Why is Vanya driving around with this blonde-haired woman? Why is Allison in this diner? Why is Luther fighting? Why is Diego in an insane asylum? I would say, why is Klaus a freaking cult leader? But honestly, again, it doesn't even surprise me, so not even disturbed by that. And then seemingly Five is kind of just with his eye on the prize, seeing how they can stop the end of the world this time. Which the Umbrella Academy has this thing with like a time police that's almost similar to what we'll probably expect in the Loki series for Disney Plus. So, it's a whole lot. The trailer was good. The trailer definitely made me excited. The trailer made me want July 31st to come right now. What though I hope for season 2 was, my favorite thing about season 1 was the soundtrack. There were some great moments with the music. There was some great fight choreography with the music, and I just hope that translates into season 2. I want that more than anything. To me, that's one of the aesthetic things that stood out for me in season 1. Certainly, I hope that we can see that again in season 2. So, I don't have a whole lot else to say other than that I enjoyed it. I saw some people on Twitter seemingly didn't like it. It looks good. It looks more polished, honestly, than season 1. As long as the music holds up, I think that it could definitely do well, unless it feels too repetitive of season 1. If they wanted a season 3, they would definitely have to come out with something more unique, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I think it looks good. I think they were smart for making it in the 60s, so at least there's a different setting than what season 1 was, even though it seems like it's going to be a very similar plot line. Hopefully they will learn from their mistakes and do something different to avoid the end of the world. But guys, this is a quick tea time with Tia. A car Tea Time with Tia, and I hope everyone is having a great day. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the Umbrella Academy Season 2's trailer. Of course, follow us, geekvibesnation.com. We have links to all of our social media platforms there, as well as all of our reviews, our opinion pieces, news pieces, and more. We had a lot of interviews that were posted today on our Twitter page, and we have something really exciting coming in the next few days. So please make sure, everyone, you check that out, and I will see you all next time.